Back off, Quinlan. I read what happened to your last source, and my chest is about the only thing I got left. And I like to keep it from becoming pate spread.
I gotta talk to you about something Farley said to me before he died.
Oh, it wasn't, oh, please don't kill me, was it? You know, it'd be ironic if the guy writing about the Ripper turned out to be writing his autobiography.
If I was the Ripper and I wanted you dead, you would be dead. So listen to me, it's important. Farley said the Ripper kills from cyberspace.
Quinlan, you got to do better than that.
He found some evidence in their brains of some kind of computer code. I mean, something to do with the body's internal atmospheric pressure. I mean, these people were blown open, not cut.
Jesus. Biomorphing through the net? Using a C space code to control the body? I guess it makes sense in theory.
Well, that's what Farley said. The only problem is he wasn't jacked into the net when he was killed, like the others.
That will be the easy part. Guess the Ripper just puts a timer on the code. It's like killing long distance. Somebody decks in, the Ripper implants the code. My goodness, the victim doesn't even know it's there. That mild case of heartburn turns into instant chest souffle.
Then why weren't the other murders like this?
Because the Ripper probably didn't have the code perfected yet. But he had to be right there. His matrix on top of their matrix. But now that the kinks are worked out, he's got confidence.
How can we protect ourselves from the Ripper?
Oh, that's way out of my league. You need a real techno-shaman for that. I know a guy, Maximum Kane. Now, if anybody knows about this stuff, he does. He's a little difficult to get in contact with. Deck to digital Eden, then be careful from there.
Okay. Look, Soap, what does it take for a man to pull this off?
Hey, if it's in cyberspace, don't be so sure it's a man. It's obvious this person's a great cyberspace programmer. Beyond that is somebody with a whole lot of money, because this stuff is expensive. And it takes cutting-edge hardware. Can't do much with just one sample, Mr. Quinlan. You know, analysis is a comparative art. Nothing here. Nothing here.
Exit cyberspace. Weapon 3. Wofford Well. Keynes Well.
That blinker grid would stop someone who could spec out the Ripper's murder weapon.
You've talked to Soap then?
No matter, I figured it out myself. Lots of ways to wreck somebody when they're decked.
No kidding. I've cleaned up some of that wreckage. How do I protect myself from the Ripper?
Turn your computer off and run in the opposite direction.
Not an option. What else you got?
You're gonna need a sensor program to detect covert introduction of any malignant code into your essence matrix. That way you'll be alerted to any Ripper attacks. Step 1. Next, you'll need an antiviral utility to isolate and destroy any invasive code detected by the sensor. Finally, you'll need a king hell compression program to load all of this into whatever cheap shit commercial deck you're using.
Where do I find the sensor?
The Ripper will be able to fool any standard sensor program. You need something special. There's a woman who calls herself ISIS in the net. She authored a sensor program. I know where you can make a copy of it. All you gotta do is make it through her ice. Her address is Cybard.
Where can I get a compression program?
You're in luck. I can help you with that. I modified the source code of Blowtech Shrinker. I milked another 30% compression out of it. Get ready and I'll download the program to your deck.
Where can I get an antiviral utility?
No, let me surf the boards and see what I can do. Check back with me later.
ISIS Well.
What is the name of my master's brother's son? For some, the vulture is the end. For you, it may be the beginning.
Virtual Herald. Weapon 2. Falconetti's Well. Exit cyberspace. Weapon 3. Wofford Well. Kane's Well.
Yeah, I've got the address where you'll find an antiviral utility that can erase anything the Ripper zaps you with. Anything. The address is Exterminator. Same deal as with the sensor, though. You have to melt the ice protecting it.
Once I have that, he won't be able to touch me.
No, it means he won't be able to insert code into your matrix. It just means he'll have to get right into your face to kill you in the net. Don't get cocky, or they'll be picking your lungs out of a shag carpet somewhere. If you change your mind about catching the Ripper, I can bury you in the net so deep that even Cyber Psycho won't be able to find you.
Isis Well. Virtual Herald. Weapon 1. Weapon 2. Falconetti's Well. Exit cyberspace. Weapon 3. Antiviral Well. 3. Exit cyberspace.
Oh, Doc, you look a little confused. What's the problem?
I don't know, there's something strange here with your friend's brain scans.
What do you mean?
Well, this is not right.
Was something wrong?
No, I don't think so, but it's just that we've been monitoring Catherine's brainwave activity every day since she was admitted. For the most part, it's been what you'd expect. But there's days when the brainwave activity radically spikes, displaying intense bursts of activity.
We've been rebuilding her personality. Shouldn't that increase her brain activity?
No, not like this. There's no pattern to the increased activity. You're welcome to have a look. Just use the keypad over there and punch in the date for any day since Catherine was admitted. The screen will display her brain activity for that day. You'll see what I'm talking about. Maybe you can tell me what's going on here.
Did you notice what I did with Catherine's EEG readouts?
The EEGs, you got something on them?
Maybe. I don't know what to make of it, though. Catherine's increased brain activity seems to correlate with the Ripper murders. On each day the Ripper is killed since Catherine was attacked, her brainwave activity is spiked.
Well, that's peculiar. I suppose it could be a coincidence.
Yeah, right. And the Ripper's actually a nice guy. If I were you, Doc, I would check the system Catherine's interfaced with. It may not be as secure as you think.
You suggesting the Ripper's getting at her outside the system?
Or Catherine's getting out.
No, not in her condition. That's not possible.
You have a very limited sense of the possible, Doc. Alright, things are getting pretty complicated here. 15 years ago, Magnata, Burton, and Eddie used to play this virtual reality role-playing game based on Jack the Ripper. In the last game they played, someone got killed for real. That was the Ripper's first victim. I mean, this goes way back, further than we thought. What about Burton's secret lab?
Secret lab. I seem to remember something about that. There's a name. George Rhodes. Something about Penn Financial Bank on Prince Street.
Why didn't you tell me you were so close to the Ripper?
Because I wanted to scoop the great Jake Quinlan. I wanted to show the world I was just as good as him.
You were out to steal my story. Why, Catherine? Dodds would have given you your own byline next time.
It's the story of the century. I wanted this one, Jake, and the Times was gonna give it to me.
You were gonna take my story to the Times. I can't fucking believe this! I thought we had something here. Who was Josie Dorsett?
Josie. Why did they kill her? Why did they kill
Catherine.
Josie?
Who was she?
They killed her. Why did they do it? Why? Why?
Catherine. Who was she?
She was my mother. She was my mother!
How can that be? I mean, your name is not Dorsett.
How? Her maiden name. She went back to it after my father left and they killed her. Why did you make me remember that, Jake?
How were you attacked?
An anonymous source tipped me to the library to a book about Jack the Ripper. It was a trap. I picked up the book, and the next thing I knew, I was in this city, this old, filthy city with cobblestones and hissing gaslights, and I heard horses.
Horses?
He attacked me. I saw him with a knife. God knows what he did to my mind. I escaped. Somehow I escaped.
Is the Ripper still after you?
I think he may be. I mean, sometimes I feel I can sense his presence. You have to stop him, Jake. I mean, I don't want to end up like Stein or Farley.
Farley? How do you know about Farley's murder? You're in a closed system.
Well, I think you told me about him. Didn't you, Jake? I mean, yeah, it was you. Maybe it was Falconetti. No. I'm sure you told me. Look, you just have to stop him before he gets to me.
Excuse me, sir. Are you George Rhodes? Miss Powell sent me.
Powell's dead. Who the hell are you?
Well, nice to meet you too, George. Only she's not dead. She's over at the Medicog doing a great impersonation. My name is Jake Quinlan. I'm her partner. She told me all about you.
Then you should know enough not to approach me. Go away. I put everything where it's supposed to be. Box 759.
Great. Good, good. You're every bit as officious as she said you were. The only thing is, though, you see, she wrote the combination down for me, but I seem to have lost it.
Who are you? If you're really with Powell, then you'd know the combination.
Surveillance transmission.
What the hell are you doing here? I told you I'd stop by later.
I don't want you at my hospital anymore. Here's the disc of Quinlan's last interface with Powell. It's the last one I'm giving you.
That's police evidence. You give it to me as long as I tell you to.
If it's police evidence, why is it you don't want anyone to know about it?
Don't question my methods, Claire.
Like you're not questioning mine? I've heard you and Quinlan actually think I might be the Ripper.
Look, we both know one of the original web runners is the murderer. That's a pretty short list of suspects, and it's getting shorter.
As I recall, you did your share of web running.
You have an advantage over me, Claire. You know who did it. I've been cutting you some slack, but I run out of time. It's either you or your ex and Claire. I'm gonna nail one of you.
Maybe I should tell your captain about these tapes of Quinlan you've had me making on the sly. Let him decide which one of us is acting more suspicious. The thing cuts both ways, Magnata. There's a few other things I could tell him that he might find real interesting.
What did you see in him?
He was fun. Not a brooding psycho like you. As it turns out, he was a different sort of psycho. Look, I made a mistake marrying Joey, but that doesn't mean I regret leaving you. What do I have to do to be free of the two of you?
Kill us.
Object scanned into database.
Exit cyberspace. Weapon 3. Bermanwell.
Downloading to WAC database.
Weapon 3. Exit cyberspace.
Well, looks like we got a match here. The handwriting on Dr. Burton's prescription pad matches all the signatures of the Simeon corporate officers. They tried to disguise the handwriting, but there's no doubt about it. It's the same person.
Well, Burton's the only one with control of Simeon Tech.
But she practically signed her name to it.
Well, look who's back. You promised I'd be in the paper. I was expecting page 1, at least the sports page. Cop KO's Penhead in first round. How's your face, asshole?
What's wrong with your shoulder?
Everything's a clue to you, Quinlan. I was interrogating a suspect. I didn't go easy on him, like I did with you.
You know, I know about that Ripper game.
All right, what do you want, a Pulitzer? I suspect Eddie and Burton as much as I suspect you. You think I don't lie awake all night wondering why I can't cage this criminal? On top of that, I could end up being the next one, with my guts spilled on the floor.
Why didn't you come clean with me in the first place?
With you and 10 million readers. We could have a real intimate relationship, you and I.
Where's the missing evidence, Magnata?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we discussed this topic.
Well, did we discuss that the whack belongs to the paper and the paper wants it back?
Well, the paper have to get off its hiney. File a complaint with Judge Lansing. See how long it takes to get a hearing.
I found out more about Burton's secret lab.
Look, I'm completely on top of this secret lab situation. And this is all I'm going to say about it. It does not clear you of a thing, one thing.
You saying you known about this all along?
The lab's a separate investigation. You interfere with that, it'll be all I need to put you away.
What are you doing?
Hurt my shoulder. Gotta throw every day or I lose the touch.
What's with this murder in that last Ripper game?
Somebody slipped something into the game code that killed her. Because I was the game master, I took the fall.
So what happened?
I rotted 2 years in fucking prison. Till my lawyer got him to overturn the conviction. Seems the police held out some evidence. Right about the time Magnata got promoted to detective. It's interesting stuff for an investigative reporter, don't you think, Quinlan?
Now, why would Magnata frame you?
To bust up my marriage. He couldn't handle that I won Claire and he didn't. And I was sleeping with her every night, doing it with her every night.
What did Claire do?
I'll tell you what she did. She deserted me. You had to slip the divorce papers through the bars of my cell.
Sad. What do you know about Josie Dorset?
Barely knew the girl. It was a long time ago.
But apparently it's fresh for somebody. I mean, it's got to be the same person.
No shit. And guess who's on the short list? That son of a bitch is gonna kill everybody that played that game. There's not many of us left.
And it all started with Josie.
Yeah, so what?
So who was she?
I hardly even knew the fucking girl. She was just some chick that was into the Ripper shit like the rest of us. All I remember is that she talked a lot. Never stopped. Went on and on about that daughter of hers, drove me nuts. I have no idea why anybody would off her. Claire knew her better than I did.
So who do you think really committed the murder?
It had to be Magnata. No one else had the know-how to pull up something like this.
You know, Eddie, you're the most likely suspect.
You think so?
Well, it's either you, a cop, or a respected surgeon.
Looks bad, don't it?
You got the temperament.
I'm a nasty guy.
And the expertise.
The knives. Don't forget the knives.
Yeah. Looks pretty bad.
It's a sleep thing. Stress. Murdering all those people is fucking hard work.
What's this?
When you're through barking up the wrong tree, take a look. That's the image we've been waiting for. I got sick of waiting for the experts, so I did it myself. That's what Paul saw before she was attacked. Pretty, huh? Ugly son of a bitch.
It's Magnata. How'd you hurt your shoulder?
What? I was playing with myself. What do you think? I was throwing knives, I threw it out of whack. Recurring injury. No big deal.
Do you know anything about a Jack the Ripper VR role-playing game?
Yeah, I remember that one. One of the first virtual multiplayer games. Wildly popular for about a year. Lousy performance, clunky graphics, but great gameplay.
No, it's a role-playing game, so people pretend to be Jack the Ripper?
You played Jack, or a police inspector, or one of the prostitutes he murdered. There were dozens of scenarios. A company called Warp Space designed it. It's funny. As successful as that game was, they just pulled it off the market, never re-released it. They archive a lot of this stuff at well-addressed Warp.
Seems strange.
Companies usually squeeze everything they can out of their successful titles. But Warp Space re-released everything except this one title. Something must have happened.
Did Falcon Eddie ever play this Ripper game?
He was crazy for it. Big Jack the Ripper nut. In fact, I played it with him and his friends on one occasion.
Right. Were two of them named Claire Burton and Vincent Magnata?
Doesn't ring a bell. But there were 8 of them playing the Ripper game all the time. Men and women. I only met them all in person once. Usually I just met their data angels in the Ripper game space. Everyone had C-space handles like Balfour and Victoria.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
Are you familiar with the Web Runners?
Web Runners? Yeah, I heard of them. Bunch of chicken shit kids. Think they stand for something, but waste their time playing games.
Did you know that Falcon Eddie used to hang with them?
That's right. Yeah, that fits. Because he was quite a chicken shit himself back then.
How about a beer?
All right. Why don't you try this one? This one here's called Quixote. That's from Spain. Now, they say that Picasso drank 15 of these, fell headlong into his blue period on the house. Just nail the Ripper so that my customers can get drunk in public again.
You're close to breaking it, Quinlan. Don't let up now. I can feel it in my bones.
Exit cyberspace. Falconetti's Well. Weapon 2. Weapon 1. Warp space. Weapon 1. Weapon 2. Falconetti's Well. Exit cyberspace.
Watch your back, Quinlan. The closer you get to the killer, the greater danger you're in. Watch your back, Quinlan. The closer...
Doc, what do you think of this image of Magnata as the Ripper?
Good Lord, where did you get this?
Eddie says he produced it himself. I'd be crazy if I trusted the guy. Could he have done this himself?
I suppose. I mean, if anyone could, it would be Falconetti, right? It certainly looks authentic. Have you seen the Ripper image? It's become much clearer. You've got to keep digging for more information Powell might have had in the Ripper. We'll keep doing our part. I'm about to download her Myers-Briggs profile, so we'll see what that gives us. But we need more, lots more, to pull this off.
Not now.
I got some questions and I want some answers. Don't you want to prove you're not the Ripper?
Oh, so that's the game. If I don't answer, you make me look bad in public, huh?
Something like that.
You have 5 minutes.
I want to know more about this secret lab of yours.
Haven't we been through this?
Not all of it. I've been digging through some Pan Financial accounts. Do Simeon Industries or Berman Limited mean anything to you?
Been talking to your editor, have you? What did Mr. Dodds tell you?
Dodds? I mean, what's he got to do with this?
Dodds didn't tell you? Wow, an honest reporter, that's a first. I went to Pan Financial for research funding. They gave me a grant, but it came with a price. My research involved translating brain images directly into audio and video output. The bank wanted me to create a program that would allow them to implant subliminal messages into targeted brains while they were interfacing with cyberspace. I started thinking that with a few minor adjustments, there were other things the program could do to a human brain. Other things that it could make a person do.
Like make them blow up?
Maybe. That's just one more reason I'm going to shut down this whole operation.
Are you working with the cops?
Pan Financial owns the cops. Your editor's going to break the story in the Herald. What really worries me is that I think someone broke into my research well a few months ago and may have stolen my notes.
Well, you think the Ripper did it?
I hope not. If he used my notes to construct his murder weapon, I'm as guilty as he is.
What happened in that last Ripper game 15 years ago?
I don't know. It happened so quickly. We heard Josie Dorset scream. When we found her, she was dead. At first, we thought Joey had introduced something new into the game. But she really was dead.
Why would someone want Josie dead?
I think the killer thought she was... me.
Well, how do you figure?
Because right before the game started, Josie and I switched parts. It should have been me who was killed.
Well, why would someone want to kill you?
I don't know. Maybe because I've had trouble with men.
You think the person that killed Josie is our Ripper?
Well, there's obviously some connection.
Who do you think did it?
Who's left? Magnata or Joey? They're both crazy. I'm next on the list. And I can't even go to the cops unless I have some evidence on one of those two. But I'm not going to just wait to be slaughtered.
But you realize, Doctor, that from where I stand, you're just as much a suspect as those two.
I realize that. So go stand somewhere else.
Take a look at this.
What's this?
Falconetti says Magnata's the Ripper. Says he extracted it from Catherine's brain.
No way. Use your head, Quinlan. He doesn't have a tenth of Metacog's resources. How could he do this alone at home?
I don't know. But this is going to put Magnata away. I mean, I don't have any great love for the man, but what happens if he's not the Ripper? I mean, the cops are desperate. They're going to grab the first thing that comes along.
There must be some photo processor or something at the newspaper that could tell you if this thing is real.
Well, I don't know anything about image analysis.
Looks like you have some work to do, or an innocent man will die, and the Ripper will still be free.
If the Ripper is killing from cyberspace, how could Catherine have survived?
That's a mystery in itself. If the Ripper was striking long distance for the first time, then he may have made a mistake. Also, your girlfriend has abnormally strong psychic defenses.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
In a psychic sense, she may have fought the Ripper off before he could kill her.
Ben, are you working on a story with Claire Burton?
How'd you get that? Burton wouldn't tell you that.
She didn't. I found out on my own. Ace reporter, remember?
Do me a favor. This has nothing to do with the Ripper. Stay off it, Quinlan.
Okay, Ben, but there's something I need to know. Burton says that she's working on a story with you to bust some illegal ops at Pan Financial. Is she scamming me?
Between you and me, the one reason this story isn't ready to break is that I'm not sure she's giving me all the facts.
Do we have a current audio-visual editor here?
Sure. Schneider should have one on his desk, this center one by the window.
trying to pin it on Magnata with the photo, Eddie?
I was just having a little fun, Mr. Nosy. Thought Burton would see clear through that. I wanted him to be on the receiving end for a change. Did you see him? Had him sweating, didn't I?
Yeah.
Quinlan, it's Cable. Something's come together in Catherine's mind. The image of the Ripper's become clearer. Get over here, fast. We're about to learn who our Ripper is.
Don't think any of these developments lets you off the hook. You're still on my list, Quinlan.
Man, we got big problems. We lost the image. We almost had it and the screen went static. It's off the monitor, it's out of memory, it's probably gone forever. Burton's decked into the net, I can't reach her. Something's seriously wrong, Quinlan.
It's gotta be the Ripper, he's making his move.
I am making my move! Oh, don't be so surprised. You're in a room full of computers. Only 3 victims remain. And you, Quinlan. I hadn't planned upon killing you. But Mr. Nosy's gonna find out what it's really like to be on the inside. Return to where you began. The library. The Ripper book. Remove it from the shelf and dig in. The stage is set. The roles are cast for the next game of Ripper. Let the mystery begin. Return to where you began. The library. The Ripper book. Remove it from the shelf and dig in.
I found myself in Hamilton Wofford's virtual Whitechapel, and all my playmates were there, somewhere in the shadowy alleys in the fog. before they lurked. The problem was, I had only one shot. Wofford said something about having my fortune told. That's the last piece of the puzzle. Now I can take a shot at the Ripper.
I'm a doctor, not a killer.
Don't lose your head, kid. I ain't your killer.
Jake, the Ripper pulled me here from my coma.
I'm a cop.
Don't shoot.
Magnotta's the one you want.
Why?
You really put a job on her. I couldn't have done it better myself. One must protect oneself.
Wofford said his weapon would destroy Whitechapel along with the Ripper. And so unlike the first Ripper, this one didn't get away with it. Her mother's death had obviously sent Catherine over the edge, and her lust for revenge created a nightmare as dark and terrible as the one that gripped Whitechapel over 150 years ago. Murder became her obsession.